Looks like our cameras are streaming live. Here we are in this experiment today, this experiment of life. My name is Jen, a soul-driven scientist, and I welcome you today. I'm a holistic mental health and burnout prevention coach, a trauma-informed nervous system specialist, and a yoga therapist. And today I invite you to settle in with us at Hey, I'm Here, Ohio. As the resilience coach for Hey, I'm Here, Ohio, we are an intergenerational group on a mission to grow resiliency in Ohio's youth. And we practice this. Today is our practice, our yoga practice. We'll be here for about 30 minutes. This is yoga for everybody, everybody. So I'm on the floor today, but I can also use this space as a chair. So wherever you are set up, I invite you to set up in a way that feels most comfortable and supported to you. I'll be I'll provide options. I'll provide options for you to follow today. And really the invitation is for you to connect to yourself, to your mind, your body, your spirit, and use this time to connect in our larger space, in our group community. Connection is the key to one of the keys of a resilient life. And as we practice this today, follow what feels best to you. We'll be starting seated, upright. You can sit on the floor, on your bed, in a chair, whatever feels right for you. And we'll be moving to the floor at some point, if that feels all right. I'll also make some recommendations of how to use the chair I'll make some recommendations on how to use the chair for your supports. I just needed to, I got timed out of Instagram. So that was my time limit, setting those personal boundaries, but we're back. And with that, I invite you to transition into this moment, noticing where support comes from: the floor, your chair. Begin to transition from whatever you were just doing into this present moment, noticing the connections of your feet, your sitting bones. If it feels all right, notice how you're receiving breath today in this pace that's just right for you. Noticing how breath comes and goes. As you inhale, oxygen makes its way from your nostrils and arrives to your lungs. And your exhale follows the same path out. I invite you to stay on this pathway of predictability for just a few more breath cycles. And as you start to slow down and connect, notice what happens to your thoughts, to that inner dialogue. Your mind might sync up and really ground in. Or your mind might start to spin towards your to-do list. That's normal. So in our squat, as a way of connecting in, we'll use our truth statement. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. I invite you to repeat it to yourself silently, just a few repetitions to let your mind land embodied. There's so many demands for your attention, for your energy. And as we arrive here today for connection, I invite you to include your mind, coming back to this truth statement whenever it feels supportive. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Noticing the supports that are already here, your feet connection to your chair, to the floor, and allow your hands to rest comfortably in your lap, whatever that means for you. We'll start with some Sufi rolls to really ground down and awaken our base, our foundation. Drawing circles like we're stirring a pot of soup. Welcoming movement from our base, from your foundation. These circles can be as wide or as narrow as you prefer. Begin to slow it down, returning to your sense of center. Invite the opposite direction. Breathing as you rotate around. Letting your movements connect with your movement of breath. Arriving back to the sense of center. We're going to move our spine in 6 degrees of freedom now. As we rotate around, we're going to move up the spine with our seated cat-cows. When you're ready, inhale, send your heart forward. And as you exhale, draw your abdomen, your belly back. Inhale, unfurl the spine. Exhale, curl your spine. Notice how your spine moves in synchrony with your breath. An inhale brings you upright and energy rises. As you exhale and curve, energy goes down. And on your next in-breath, return to your sense of center and sway it out a little bit, inviting free movement. Follow your impulse to sway, to just be. When you're ready, we'll move into our lateral side bends. Inhale, reaching for the ground beside you. Really connect to your chair, to the floor, the surface beneath. When you're ready, bring all awareness into your right hand. Maybe even shimmer those fingertips. Inhale, swooping your right arm up. And exhale, bow. I'll continue to mirror you. And as you bow towards your left, notice how the side body shortens so the other side can lengthen. Bring attention to your shoulder and what space we can create here by allowing your shoulder to settle groundward. Anchoring your foundation down. Inhale, reach out. Exhale completely. Inhale, ground down to rise up and return your sense of center. Might want to follow a little shimmy, just settling back towards your center, whatever feels right for you. Bringing awareness into your opposite hand, to your left fingertips. You shimmer those fingertips just to let your mind, your arm, and your hand connect. When you're ready, swoop that arm up and overhead and bow. Anchoring the sitting bones down. What would it feel like to notice the relationship here today? Of one side shortening so the other side can lengthen. Breathe in, filling up, rib cage widens a little. Exhale completely. If your body is extra bendy in general, I invite you to go for a sense of connection. Notice what the ground feels like, giving your sense of container, a foundation. If you've stretched too far today, dial it back a little so your breath can move freely in a pace that's just right for you. On your next inhale, rise up back to center and connect, following that impulse. Return to your sense of center. Moving now towards our seated stretch. Inhale, swoop the right arm up. Exhale, connecting over opposite leg. Notice how we're already twisting around the spine. It's bringing fresh, revitalizing energy, fresh blood to your organs. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, ribcage widens a little. And as you exhale, slowly look over your opposite shoulder. Notice what it feels like to wring out, to move your spine in a connected way. And when you're ready, inhale, swoop your arms up and overhead. Exhale, connecting opposite side. I invite you to join me with your head at center for just a moment. A gentle twist. Inhale, ribcage widens a little. Exhale completely. Sit tall, that long spine, letting the energy, the vital life force, the breath, and the fluids to flow freely. As you exhale, looking over your opposite shoulder, where your breath ends, let your movement end. Welcome that sense of enough stretch for today. Honoring that end range of movement, breathe into your rib cage. Allow your shoulder blades to expand a little. And as you exhale, let it all out. Using the power of your next inhale, reach up and overhead and return to the sense of center. Follow your next impulse to sway, to move, to shift, to do some Sufi rolls, whatever feels right to you. Stay connected to your healthy impulse of what feels right for this moment. In our squad, we practice healthy boundaries, and one of those boundaries is a physical boundary, an energetic boundary. If it feels all right today, I invite you to join me in waking up your container, the skin you're in. Now that we've moved our spine from our foundation, what would it feel like to wake up the skin you're in? Maybe just a little gentle percussion, a sense of you know where you are. You know where you begin, where you end. And as we encounter life, other people, we have a sense of self as we move through our world. Moving into a short breath practice. And we set a foundation, we move our spine, waking up the boundary. I invite you to bring a hand to your abdomen, to our restoration zone of breathing, and one up to the chest, to your heart center. Connect in our breath with intentional invitation, breathing into that low hand. Creating the natural serotonin, natural dopamine here in your gut with a little gentle breath, breathing into your abdomen, into your hand. And exhale completely. Like filling up a glass of water, we fill up from the bottom of the glass up to the top, breathing into your low hand, float your breath up to your heart to your chest. Exhale it out again. What would it feel like to let this breath connect? Low lung, mid lung, top lung. Exhale completely, breathing in your own rhythm, your own pace. As you breathe, our vital life force, the spirit, rides that breath in and breath out. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. And on your next inhale, I invite you to expand out into our world, the space, the room that you're in. Notice what it feels like to just reach out, to take up space. Just free form, flowing movement, connecting. When you're ready, we're going to roll down to the floor. If you're going to stay in your chair, it's fine. I'll give you offer some suggestions to follow these movements in your chair as well. You're going to wake up the entire body, rolling down to the floor or staying seated in your chair, whatever feels best to you today. If you're moving to the floor, you're welcome to rest your head with a little pillow. In our seated culture, we can still move while in the chair, and we can support our movements when we get first thing before our feet even hit the floor. So maybe you are still in bed right now. What would it feel like to just welcome a little movement? Whether you're on the floor, in bed, or on the chair, what would it feel like to welcome a little movement? Windshield wiping, knees side to side. This helps us to flush out inflammation. This helps us to welcome new fluid, new potential. If you experience low back pain, just a little movement throughout the day or the first thing in the morning can be quite supportive. And we'll build from this foundation by bringing awareness into your right leg. Let your mind map to your right leg and invite your right knee into your chest. Notice this connection of your grounded foot and the different sensation of your lifted foot. Breathing in to your connected, lifted leg. Inhale, let your belly rise into the right thigh. Exhale, let it settle. Awareness to your lifted foot. Let it find a little rotation, ankle rotation, both directions. When you're ready, inhale, pressing your right foot away from your body, lengthening the leg. Like a water pump, we'll inhale, toes back to nose, and exhale, point. Breathing in, breathing out. Stay connected to your rhythm, your pace. On an inhale, draw the right knee into your chest again, anchoring both feet to earth. Invite a little sway side to side, checking in with your hips, low back. Come back to center stillness when you're ready. Let's take a reset breath together, breathing in the new Sighing out the unneeded. Invite awareness into your other leg, to your left leg, and your mind and your body map, inviting your left knee in towards your chest. With curiosity, notice how this side probably feels a little different. It often does. Check out the connection. Your grounded foot anchors your hips and pelvis so that we can move supported. Rotating your lifted foot, making those circles around. We have this inner GPS. We call them proprioceptive cells. They help us know where we are, to locate ourselves in time and space, to be present. The majority, these proprioceptive cells are everywhere. There's a huge majority of them in the ankles. So we want to spend time moving our ankles. This is how we move around as earthlings, connected as humans, our feet to the earth. When you're ready, press your left foot away from your body. Supporting behind the knee, the leg, if that feels okay. If you're in your chair, your leg can go straight out. Let's flex like a water pump. Inhale, flexing toes back to nose. And exhale, pointing. Move and sync with your breath. We talk about a water pump. And in our human body, we have a lymphatic system. Our lymph fluid is our waste removal system. And sometimes it can get stuck, especially being so seated and stagnant sometimes when we move and we breathe. We're moving old waste, old cellular debris, removing old consciousness, welcoming space for the new. So let's inhale, flex, allowing the lymph nodes to let go of old stuff. Exhale, point. Inhale, left knee in. Let both feet anchor to ground. What would it feel like to check out once again? Windshield wiper, hips swaying side to side, moving, swaying. I'm going to roll right into an entire body movement we call bridge flow. Seated in the chair or on the ground today, you can make this movement. Starting with the feet, I invite you to press your feet into the floor, into the earth. And as you press down, notice how your hips can lift up a little or a lot. Exhale, rolling down. Let this movement begin as a thought. We're going to press our feet. Inhale, pressing your feet, floating your hips. Exhale, rolling down. One more time. Pressing down to lift up. Exhale, lower down. Let's go for just the arm movements, like a wave of a crowd. Think about pressing down the feet as you inhale. This wave of energy gets sent along the body, and we inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale back down. Your arms can reach all the way up and overhead, or just enough. Notice what enough feels like to you. Inhale, press your feet. The arms pick up the signal. We send that wave back down. One more time. Syncing it all up, arms and hips, or just choosing one that feels right for you today. As you inhale, press your feet, float your hips, reach the arms, and exhale, lower back down. a full body movement, honoring your range of movement and connecting with breath. Welcoming a sense like we are moving through water, moving this wave of energy, pressing down to reach out. If that feels like enough for you, let it be enough. If you'd like to do one more intentional wave, let's wave this out into our world. Follow your impulse to move, to sway. Might windshield wiper one more time, or even inviting your knees into your chest. If you're in a chair, you can always bend forward to alleviate any tension built up from sitting. Drawing your knees inward, being still might feel like the sweet spot. Or you might even sway side to side. Your knees could be together, they could be wide. Trust your body. It knows what it prefers, what would feel best for you today in this moment. I invite you to join me with a little rotation, as if you could paint circles on the ceiling with your knees. Like bookends, ending with a circular connected movement, just as we began. Drawing circles, grounding downward into the foundation, the support of earth. Inhale back to center. When you're ready, invite both feet to connect once again. Lying down or seated upright, I invite you to bring one hand to your abdomen, one hand to your heart. Notice how your body is receiving breath, how your breath comes and goes freely. As you inhale, your abdomen could rise a little, rib cage could widen a little. Let's exhale all that out. One more sigh, letting go of any intentional breathing, letting your breath come and go freely, effortlessly. Taking the next couple moments to let your whole mind, body, and spirit rest here. Resting, integrating, let it all marinate. Welcoming slow movements. We're waking up into this new moment. The rest of the day, let your body stretch, move, or sway organically. Like every cat, every dog in the morning stretches, rotates. Come up to seated if you aren't already. Rejoin together. First connecting to the sense of earth beneath, feet, sitting bones, your upright spine, your lengthened spine. You're welcome to bring your hands, one hand or both hands, into your heart, whatever feels authentic to you. Acknowledging your own heart, your caring space of devotion, creativity, and compassion. Welcoming a breath into your heart center as if your heart had a nostril of its own. Remember one thing that you feel thankful for today. Let it come in as a thought, a remembering. Hold that thought in your mind as you breathe for like 20 seconds, letting the neurochemicals cascade through your body so you feel what your mind is grateful for. Whole self, living gratitude. And if it feels authentic to you, I invite you to bow towards your heart and sending out in your own unique way acknowledgement to the other hearts in this shared space, into the ether, into our world. May you be well. May you take good care. And remember to love yourself and to love one another, staying connected in these small, meaningful ways. Hope to see you soon.